Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Dave, and today's watch review is a bit of a full circle moment, a going back to my roots kind of vibe. So early in my YouTube journey, I reviewed a super affordable digi-analog piece from a brand called Infantry. It was simple, budget friendly, but was not without some major compromises at its price point. But yet here we are years later, and this is their automatic autopilot model from the Revolution series, a big leap forward in quality, style, and attention to detail. Now, Infantry reached out and offered to send me any watch from their lineup, and I chose this one. So yes, I do get to keep the watch, but as always, my thoughts are honest and unbiased, and we'll find out today if the $385 price tag is justified, and is this the evolution that Infantry will now be known for? Let's dive in. Okay, let's start with the specs. This is a bold piece paying homage to the Bell & Ross BR0192, so it's going to be big with a 47mm case width, 50mm including the crown, lug-to-lug height of 52.7mm, and a 13mm thickness including the flat sapphire crystal. Lug-to-lug width is 24mm, which opens the door for plenty of Bell & Ross style strap swaps. The case is made from 316L stainless steel with a black PVD coating. The heft of this watch is really impressive. It does not feel cheap. In fact, it has the same heft of a luxury watch. It feels solid but balanced with a total weight of 153.3 grams on the strap. One part of the watch case that really caught my eye is this contrasting bead blasted finish around the bezel. It looks and feels rugged while still being refined. The satin finished case sides add some visual depth, and the high polished screws on the bezel are all perfectly aligned with no OCD triggers here. The gunmetal finish on the caseback matches the knurled crown nicely, which is a subtle but appreciated design choice. Now, a slight downside is that it is a push-pull crown. I did confirm with Infantry that the watch does in fact have a rating of 100 meters of water resistance, but I do have to admit that at this price point, I'd much rather see a screw-down crown for that added peace of mind. Moving to the strap, this is honestly one of the better rubber straps I've seen in this price point. It's super soft, it's flexible, and incredibly comfortable. I've had some watch friends look at this and they've made comments about how comfortable this strap is as well. There's also this nice micro diamond texture pattern running along the sides, Infantry branding on both sides near the lugs, and a noticeable taper from 34.5mm at the lugs all the way down to 23mm at the clasp. What I love is the way they angled the buckle holes. It helps the strap curve naturally around the wrist, avoiding that awkward buckle stick out that you get with cheaper rubber straps. Quick release spring bars make strap swaps easy, and the black PVD tang buckle is solid and nicely finished. On the underside, they even added their Maltese Falcon logo, which shows the level of detail they're putting into this watch. Now let's get into the dial, because this is where the autopilot really shines, literally and figuratively. Covering it is a flat sapphire glass crystal with anti-reflective coating that has been placed on both the top and undersides of the crystal, and the clarity is excellent. There's zero distortion even when viewed at extreme angles. You can always read the time clearly. Under that crystal is a grainy textured black dial that gives the watch a stealthy, almost military feel. It reflects light in a muted way, nothing flashy but definitely not boring, and I have to say it works beautifully with the rest of the case. The handset features skeletonized broad sword-style hour and minute hands, half painted in gloss black and bright white, which improves legibility without overcomplicating things. The needle-style seconds hand is coated in high-gloss paint as well, making it easy to track in motion. I do think that Infantry could make these hands just a touch longer to extend all the way out to that chapter ring, which would give just a bit more of a balanced look. At 12, 3, 6, and 9, you get bold white hour markers, while the outer chapter ring, a matte black sloped rehat, displays those Arabic numerals in 5-minute increments, with each stick indice at each minute. It's a clean, functional layout, and of course, time for a lume shot. As you can see, there's lume applied to the hands and indices with a color variation between green on the hour markers and blue on the hands. It starts off nice and bright, but will fade fairly quickly. You're looking at about an hour of lume visibility before it's faded away completely. I think adding more layers in just the green color would be fine, as the blue seems to fade just a tad faster. Now here's what I love about Infantry's attention to detail. It's the polished steel lining on the applied markers and the black date wheel that matches the dial. Too many brands skip out on this step and it throws off the symmetry, but here it's done, it's cohesive, and looks sharp. What I'm not the biggest fan of is the R logo printed next to the Infantry branding at 12 o'clock. It just feels out of place. It makes the dial look a little cluttered, especially since other models from Infantry leave it off. It's not a deal breaker, but it's definitely something I'd suggest removing in future versions. Powering this watch is the Seiko NH35 automatic movement, a fan favorite for good reason. It beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour or 3 Hertz and gives you about 40 hours of power reserve. You've got hacking, hand winding, and a quick set date at the 4 o'clock position. On my time grapher, this one's currently running at +1 to +2 seconds per day with an amplitude of around 224 and a substantial beat error of 0.9 milliseconds. Now, even though that beat error is higher than what I'd like to see, the accuracy is really hard to beat on an NH35 movement. I have no issues with putting this movement through its paces, and even with a few hundred rounds of 5.56 at the range, everything is still chugging along nicely on the watch. Here's what I think Infantry nailed with this release. They've definitely evolved their design language without forgetting their roots. They're clearly listening to enthusiast feedback, from the double sapphire to the dial texture to the date wheel matching. The name Infantry still hits hard. It's memorable and fitting. It's not one of those generic, forgettable homage brand names. You guys know which ones I'm talking about. In fact, leave me a comment down below. Which one do you like or dislike the most? Now, legibility is also fantastic in every lighting situation. The finishing on the case and the strap is much more refined than I was actually expecting. But no watch is perfect, and here's what I'd recommend improving for the next version. First, a screw-down crown. Again, even with 100 meters of water resistance, it adds real-world functionality and peace of mind. Second, the lume is okay, but it's inconsistent between the hands and the markers. One strong color with multiple layers would be better for longevity and glow. And lastly, you gotta lose that little R on the dial. It's unnecessary and it detracts from an otherwise clean aesthetic. So, is the Infantry Auto-Pilot worth $385? Honestly, I have to say yes, and here's why. For that money, you're getting an incredible amount of detail when it comes to the finishing and the materials. Sapphire sandwich, AR coating applied to the top and bottom of the glass, matching date wheel, 100 meters of water resistance, and a workhorse automatic movement. If you are looking for a tactical inspired pilot watch that doesn't directly copy a big name design, this one does offer a lot. To see how far Infantry has come from the budget digi-analog days to this is really refreshing. They're clearly taking feedback from the micro brand space seriously, and it shows. I think with just a couple more tweaks, this watch could be perfect. If I'm able to get any discount codes for you to use, I'll be sure to pin them down in the comments below. I'm not making any money from Infantry, but if I can help you save a bit of money, I'm happy to do so. Okay, so there you have my thoughts, but I'd really like to get yours. So drop me your feedback in the comments. Would you wear something like this, or is it too bold for your wrist? And if you've owned an Infantry watch in the past, I'd love to hear how it's held up for you. Thanks again everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing for more honest reviews like this. Until next time, as always, may the Schwartz be with you. Take care.